Welcome to the launch event of BAM Connections Live. And by the way, if you want to comment on here, you do need to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook so that we can see your comments. And with that, we have Cindy Lee. She is a massive, massive connector. She's an author. She's a speaker. She's a coach. And she's amazing. And so I'm going to have you start. Cindy, tell us a little bit about your backstory.
Well, I want to talk about how important it is to celebrate every single day. And about a year ago, a little over a year ago, I got contacted by National Day Calendar. Because as you know, every single day I share the National Day Calendar, the national days, the weeks, and the months. It's so important to live every day in celebration. So we have the day that we pass away. And we also have the day that we're born. What are we doing in between that time? You want to make the most of the dash and you want to celebrate every day. So a little backstory about Ask Cindy Connector Live. About 10 years ago, one of my networking referral partners started calling me Ask Cindy. And I'm like, why not create a page for that? So about 3 years ago, I created that page and I was sharing what a lot of my Facebook friends were doing and sharing their specials. I was reposting what they were sharing and just getting the word out, because what is so important about being successful in business is helping others become successful. So if you're just having it be about you, you're not taking the time, at least one person a day to give a referral, that is just so important. And about 10 years ago, one of my friends is like, hey, I've been to your workshops. Why don't you write a book? I'm like, oh, I'm a horrible writer, typos, all that. He goes, no, write the book. You have the content and write the book. So I started the book about 10 years ago. I'm at the very end of the editing stages right now, about to get that sucker published and get the word out. And it's about just teaching people how to network and how to give a referral, because a lot of people don't really know how to give a referral. So that's kind of a little bit of my backstory about that. I'm a full-time travel agent as my main business, and I do the marketing for small businesses as well. And then I have my podcast, Ask Cindy Connector Live.
Yep. And by the way, the name of her book for you guys when it comes out, and it's almost out, it's called How to Be a Referral and Gratitude Rock Star. I think that's a fabulous title for a book. And I can tell you that you sure are a referral. You're a referral machine. So I can't tell you how many people that you've referred me to, and so many other people that I know are so grateful. I know somebody just gave it a thumbs up. I don't quite know how that works, but there we go. So, hi, John Plata. So happy to have you here. So good to see you. Thank you for being here on our very first show. Okay, so Cindy, what would you say is the best way to give a referral?
Well, first off, I'm going to do that announcement again, because anybody who comments on this broadcast, if you do not go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, we won't know who it is. It'll just say Facebook user. So I assume maybe that's Melissa. She says, hello, you too. And then
Tammy Egbert's with us too. Hi, Tammy.
Woo-hoo.
By the way, Tammy has this amazing health and wellness product. I believe you're using it, right, Cindy?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, it's really, you look so great, and you have so much energy, and I know that you've been feeling a lot better since you've been using this product. So, yeah, very exciting. So anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. So tell me, what would you say are great ways to give a referral?
Well, for one, I classify as two referrals. Okay, so we have the referral who's a qualified referral. Like say if someone's looking for a plumber, I will find that plumber a prospect and I will connect them. So that's a qualified referral. And then I have what's called the connection referral. So I meet you, let's say on Networking Riches with Mr. Casey Everhart. And that's actually how I met Tammy. And so I've actually met a few that way. And I'll say, hi, Tanya, I want to introduce you to Rommel. And this is just a connection to see where the relationship goes. You never know who people know. So you want to just do all the different types of referrals. You don't want to do just a qualified referral. And when you're giving a referral, you don't want to just say, hey, Cindy has a great website. Tammy has a great website. Go to Stephanie's website. That's not giving a referral, because people have said, hey, Cindy, I gave you a referral for your travel business. I said, you did? Oh, yeah. I sent someone your information. That is not how you do it. That
Yep.
is called a lead. So to give a referral, there's a number of ways you want to do it. You want to connect with both parties. You want to see what's the best point of contact, whether it be text, Facebook Messenger, or email. And you want to connect each other. And in the email, in the thread of the email, you want to make sure on the title, you want to put, for instance, you can put both names on the title, referral connection, and you want to put the date of the email. So when you go back, you could actually track it. And inside of the email, you want to put the person's Facebook, their email address, their phone number, and exactly a little bit about each other. And then you're going to connect both parties. And there's also a way that you could actually do a referral by you do all the work. You ask both parties what time is best. You actually schedule the appointment for them, or you can just
really going above and beyond.
Yeah. So many ways that you can give a referral, but you don't want to be a person who's given a lead. If you are a small business owner, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Another tip I want to recommend is to really edify each other, right? So if I'm going to refer Cindy to Eddie, let's just say, you say, Eddie, meet Cindy. Cindy is an awesome connector. She has a book coming out. Really great things. And Cindy, this is Eddie. He is, and you say some great things about. So when you edify each other, it's a really nice. It makes people feel really comfortable about that. So I love it. I also want to talk a little bit about some social media etiquette and social media tips that you can give, because there are some people that, we talk about, they don't quite understand social media etiquette. And if you could give maybe 2 or 3 tips, your top 3 mistakes maybe people make on social media.
Well, let's go into Zoom for a minute, because everybody's new living room is Zoom, right? So if you're on Zoom and you want to build relationships, you definitely want to dress the part. You don't want to be in your pajamas. You don't want to be in your robe, a little bit of makeup. Have your hair back if you can't. If you go to an actual networking event, I could give some tips on that as well. You definitely don't want to be eating on camera. So if you want to have lunch, say you're on a Zoom that's like 2 or 3 hours long, you want to turn your camera off and eat. You don't want to be eating in front of the camera. Then you turn your camera on. For social media, especially if you're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the social media platforms, you want to have a engaging photo. You want to be smiling. You don't want to be not happy, because people do not want to do business with you if you have a photo where you look like you're not happy. You don't want to talk to people. You want to be very inviting. And on social media, when you see somebody's post, it's so important to respect their space, because that is their personal space. Never talk down, belittle anybody. Give any kind of religious or political comments. You want to keep everything positive and in abundance. So that's a couple of my tips for you.
Those are great tips, Cindy. Tell us a little bit about, I know you're an ambassador for National Day Calendar. Tell us a little bit about that.
So National Day Calendar is pretty amazing. You could actually subscribe to their newsletter. Simply go to nationaldaycalendar.com. And you'll get an email 24 hours before, and they'll tell you each national day, like today is Maryland Day, Peach Pie Day, and Waffle Day. And National Day Calendar is a great way, actually, for you to stay in touch with your clients, because everyone talks about know, like, and trust, right? Mm-hmm. But the key to building a successful business is know, like, trust, and remember. I've been talking about this for over 20 years.
Yes.
If you are not remembered, then guess what? Your competition will. So some of the things we do with a company called Mailbox Power, it's a way for you to send cards and gifts. And what we like to do is we like to send a half birthday. When was the last time you got a birthday card? Or when was the last time you got a half birthday card, from someone that you're doing business with? Half birthday card, probably never. Maybe when you're 12.
Yeah, I love sending it. People get so excited when they get something like that. So what I'll do is, maybe I'll go into my my book and I'll put in the word February in my system, and all the February birthdays will come up. And so I know that that's 6 months, and I'll pick a couple people and just send them a card this month saying, happy half birthday. And it's like, whoa, they call you, and it's just a cool thing to do. Okay. So lastly, tell us a little bit more about your podcast, and especially about your mastery workshop on StreamYard.
Yeah, so podcasts, everyone is used to having an audio podcast or listening to an audio podcast, which has been a thing for quite a number of years. But the new thing right now is video. So as a matter of fact, I'll kind of piggyback on some of the referral tips. When next time you go to a meeting, whether it be a Zoom meeting or a live meeting, send a video thank you. Just get on your phone, say, hey, this is Cindy. It was great seeing you over at Denny's today at the networking event. Let's get together. I look forward to giving you referrals and definitely learning more about you. Send it out, because most people don't do that. And to get a video testimony from someone is very, very powerful.
Yeah, I know. It's so fun when I'll send somebody a video maybe that I haven't seen in a while, and just say, hey, just wanted to reconnect. It's been a while. It's just better than just a text. And then they call you back and they're like, that was so cool. And these are just little things, but they make such a big difference, right? And one of the things I always say too is everything's not always just about business. I mean, there are times where I'll be scrolling through Facebook. I was telling the story this morning, and I'll see that somebody has a new puppy, let's say, right? So I'll take a picture. I'll just take that picture from Facebook, put it on the cover of the card, and literally send the card to the puppy. Dear puppy, whatever the puppy's name is, you're so lucky that you were adopted by such an amazing family. And I did get that idea from Casey, so I will give him credit for that. And then they get so excited. They call you, they post it on their Facebook, and they introduce you to their entire network of people. It's really just about making people feel good, appreciating them, and just, staying top of mind, right? And so, did you tell us about your workshop and how it works?
So we have a comment here. I'm not sure who it was. So if you guys want to make a comment, you have to make sure to go to StreamYard.com Facebook first. But thank you so much.
Oh, that is a great comment.
Yeah.
Cindy was just above and beyond awesome. She has helped me with my Facebook business page, my digital business card, my YouTube channel, and my Facebook group on abundance. I can't thank her enough, and I have the utmost respect for her. I have a feeling I know who that's from, but I'm not going to say.
Eric Hansen. I bet you that's
too. I think so too. That's my guess. And he he's ranking up there, man. He did that podcast with Hal, what's his name? Hal Elrod or something.
Yes. And James as well.
Yeah. So it's super exciting. So, okay. Again, I interrupted you. Tell us about your workshop.
No worries. So a little bit about the podcast. So I started the podcast as a way to connect others. As my brand at Ask Cindy Connector Live, my goal is to get your information out there. So you actually can come on my podcast for free, and you'll have a copy of the podcast. I do have various programs. I do have a small business toolbox program where if you partake in that program, you'll actually get some greeting cards, and you'll get a digital business card with that. But most importantly, today I want to talk about the podcast mastery. So I actually grew up as a very shy girl, and right outside of high school, my mom actually paid for modeling school over at Barbizon Modeling School way back in the 80s. And helped me get over my shyness, because believe it or not, I was very, very shy. Mm-hmm. And about a year or so ago, I seen Casey Everhart post about just getting out of your comfort zone, getting comfortable, being uncomfortable. Of course, I've skydived, I've surfed, I've done all that to get out of my comfort zone. And it's actually really helped me in my business. So I took on the challenge. I'm like, why not have a video podcast? Because if I have an audio podcast, you're not really seeing the relationship between the two people. You want to see body language. You want to see people happy that they're there and that you're paying it forward, for them to be on your podcast, just like what Stephanie's doing today. And so the podcast mastery, I actually teach you StreamYard. This is a very platform that we're on today. So StreamYard is a way for you to post on Facebook and on YouTube simultaneously, because as a YouTube user, you cannot go live until you hit 1,000 subscribers.
Wow.
So make sure that you go to BAM Connections Live and subscribe, and also Ask Cindy Connector Live.
That is definitely it. And yeah, that's exciting. So basically what you're saying is this is streaming right now on my Facebook page and on YouTube. I don't need to upload it later. It's being streamed right now. So yeah, so that's exciting. Okay. So lastly, let's just, I just want to give you a testimony. I know I did again at the beginning, but it's really important to know people like Cindy Lee, because she really, truly goes above and beyond. She is always constantly thinking, who can I connect this person to? She, like that person commented, she does. I mean, I know that you set people up with their digital business cards, which everybody absolutely should have. And just, you get them on the right road. You and I kind of do the similar things, but in a different way. And, so I just wanted to give you that testimony, and just, I think so highly of you.
Oh, thank you so much. And guys, make sure to connect with Stephanie Massman. Go to BAM Connections Live. You're going to follow her on YouTube. You're actually going to subscribe. You're going to hit that bell icon, and then you're going to comment, because commenting on both of our YouTubes is actually going to help with the algorithms. Instead of just subscribing, you also want to comment. Also, you want to follow BAM Connections on Instagram and Facebook.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Well, if anybody has any questions, now would be the time. Otherwise, we are going to call it a day. So if anybody has a question, again, go to StreamYard.com Facebook so we can see your comment and see if we can answer the question for you. Is there anything else, Cindy, that you want to end with or talk about?
We actually have probably about 5 more minutes, because we're having issues at the beginning of the broadcast. So do you have any questions that you want to ask me?
Ask Cindy Connector. She's the one to ask. Maybe people will be asking questions later on the replay. So we'll just go ahead and you can comment as people watch the replay. But this was my very first attempt doing a show, and I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties at the beginning. And thank you to those who stuck around through this. And we're going to laugh one day when we look back at this first episode. And this was great. I appreciate your time so much, Cindy, and I adore you. And thank you for being my very first guest.
Well, awesome. And so we'll see you guys later. Make sure that you subscribe and comment at BAM Connections Live and Ask Cindy Connector Live on YouTube. We'll see you next show.
Bye.